Kit Green is struggling to cope with the emotional strain caused by his former girlfriend Sarah Platt being behind bars. In Coronation Street. Back in April, Sarah struck Theo Silverton on the head with a piece of scaffolding, causing him to fall and die. Gary Wendendez was the first person Sarah turned to after the incident, and he helped her get rid of the weapon. His involvement eventually made his wife, Maria Connor, suspect that something romantic was going on between the pair. Sarah was eventually arrested and charged with murder. Gary was consumed by guilt, and after Kit put him under increasing pressure, he surrendered himself to the police earlier this week. In today's episode, Gary and Maria told their sons Jake Wendez and Liam Connor that they would have to call off their planned family trip to Orlando because the police investigation was still ongoing. The boys were furious while Maria struggled to accept how quickly her seemingly perfect life had unraveled. On her way to work, she had an uncomfortable meeting with Kit. While Maria was away, Kit heard a voicemail from a woman asking to talk to him before he put his phone away. Meanwhile, Sarah told her brother, David Platt, that she had chosen to break up with Kit because she believed it was the best thing for him. She worried that being involved with a police officer could create problems for her in prison if the other inmates discovered their relationship, while Kit could also face difficulties at work. David then told Sarah that Maria was upset after she and Gary Can led their holiday. This only made Sarah feel worse, as she was devastated that her situation had caused so much trouble for the family. Later, Kit was drinking heavily at the Viaduct Bistro when Jod Ramsey approached him. It quickly became apparent that she was interested in getting closer to Kit now that his relationship with Sarah had ended. Kit told Jod to leave him alone before returning to the Red Bank apartments, where he continued trying to forget his problems through alcohol. After removing a picture of Sarah from his phone, Kit called someone and left a message saying that he would be there. But who was on the other end of the call? And what exactly is Kit planning? Coronation Street star admits feeling nervous about Dylan's major storyline. Coronation Street star Lee McShane has opened up about his concerns surrounding his character Dylan Wilson's latest dramatic storyline, which has seen him unintentionally cause his girlfriend Betsy Swain to suffer a stroke after strangulation during sex. Although what happened between the couple was consensual, some residents of Weatherfield have questioned whether Betsy truly agreed to what took place. The storyline deals with an issue that is rarely explored in detail on television, and McShane admitted that taking on such a serious subject was challenging for both him and the actress playing Betsy. He explained that the storyline brought a combination of excitement and anxiety, particularly because of the seriousness of the subject matter. However, working closely together meant there was no uncomfortable atmosphere between the two performers, which made approaching the scenes much easier. McShane also revealed that he generally avoids looking at social media and finds it difficult to watch his own performances, meaning he has tried not to focus too heavily on the reaction from viewers. Even so, he acknowledged that the storyline has generated a significant amount of discussion and believes that the conversations surrounding it have been extremely important. Some viewers have questioned whether such incidents really happen, while others have responded by explaining that they are in fact a genuine issue. The actor also said he had been surprised by the differences between generations when it came to reactions to the storyline. He admitted that he had not previously realized just how widespread the problem could be among younger people. Research carried out with the Institute for Addressing Strangulation highlighted how serious the issue is among people aged between 16 and 24. Since Dylan and Betsy fall within that age bracket, McShane felt they were appropriate characters through which to explore the subject and raise awareness. McShane also revealed that he asked to attend meetings with the Stroke Association, despite the sessions initially being arranged for the actress playing Betsy. He wanted to hear directly about the experiences of relatives caring for someone who had suffered a stroke. Although the real Life cases discussed were not linked to sexual strangulation. Hearing about the experiences of affected families proved extremely valuable to him. The actor said the conversations helped him understand how a sudden medical emergency can affect an entire family, including the reactions of parents and the way his partners cope with the situation. That insight ultimately helped McCain gain a better understanding of Dylan's emotional state and the way his character would respond to the devastating consequences of what had happened. Fizz closes in on Ross as fresh Cassie clues emerge in Coronation Street. Corey viewers were left devastated after Cassie's emotional exit appeared to bring her story to a terrifying conclusion. Her attempt to finally get Ross out of her life went horribly wrong, leaving her with nothing and putting her in serious danger. Cassie had secretly planned to sabotage Ross by putting something in his smoothie that would cause him to fail a compulsory drug test for a new job. However, the scheme backfired when Tracy accidentally drank the contaminated drink instead and was rushed to hospital. The disastrous situation destroyed Cassie's life on the cobbles. She lost the people closest to her, including Steve, Tyrone, and her grandchildren, leaving her with little reason to stay. After an emotional goodbye, Cassie decided to leave Weatherfield. However, Ross happened to be nearby and offered her a lift. With no other obvious way of getting away, she accepted his offer and climbed into his car. During the journey, their troubled history became the focus of their conversation. Ross had previously exploited Cassie when she was just 15 and paid her for sex, which ultimately resulted in her becoming pregnant with Tyrone. As the conversation became increasingly heated, Ross lost his temper, accelerated the car, and drove away with Cassie trapped beside him. That frightening scene was the last time viewers saw Cassie, leaving many fans convinced that Ross may have killed her. However, Ross could soon find himself facing someone who refuses to accept his version of events. Fizz has already started to suspect that something is seriously wrong. She confronted Ross at the Rovers last Tuesday and made it clear that she was not buying his story. Fizz knows that Ross lied to Steve about not seeing Cassie before she left. She also found his reaction suspicious, because he appeared strangely surprised when he learned that Cassie had gone. Although Fizz does not yet have enough proof to establish exactly what happened, she managed to leave Ross visibly shaken by issuing him a serious warning. She made it clear that if he made even one wrong move, he could quickly find himself in trouble. Now, it appears Fizz could have an even bigger reason to follow through on that threat as Ross becomes increasingly suspicious in upcoming scenes. Things become particularly tense when Hope discovers a photograph that Fizz had previously given Cassie inside Ross' wallet. Suddenly forced to explain himself in front of Tyrone, Ross quickly comes up with an excuse. He claims Cassie threw the photograph at him while getting out of his car and says she had become completely fed up with everyone. Tyrone appears to accept the explanation, even admitting that the feeling was mutual, seemingly putting his doubts to rest for the moment. But Fizz is far from convinced. Her reaction suggests that she believes Ross is hiding something, and she could soon begin putting the remaining pieces together. With new evidence continuing to emerge, Fizz may be the person capable of exposing Ross before he can escape the consequences of his actions. Could Fizz finally discover what really happened to Cassie? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.